There's Buda, and then there's Pest. Two historic sides of one beautiful city, a place where coffee lingers through the centuries, from Ottoman rituals to Austro-Hungarian refinement, all held together by the rhythm of daily life.
In this series with Kurukahveci Mehmet Efendi, we are tracing the historic coffee trail as it left Turkey, traveled west through the Balkans, and made its way into Europe. And here in Budapest is really where coffee met art, politics, and a quiet cultural shift, brewing creative ideas as strong as the coffee itself.
For our first Turkish coffee in the city, we visited a very important place of Ottoman legacy.
So right now I'm walking right outside of Gül Baba's tomb, which is the clearest remaining Ottoman landmark in Budapest. And it was built just after the conquest of Buda by the Ottomans back in 1541.
His name translates to Father of Roses because he was a spiritual advisor and moral guide for the Ottoman troops. And he always carried a rose. Over the next 150 years of Ottoman reign, coffee really became a social ritual in the city. After the unification of the historic Buda and the more modern Pest in 1873, coffeehouse culture really started to take off, but in its own way. By 1900, there were over 500 cafes across the city. So today, I do my best to pass by at least a handful. Astoria, Calas, Jarbaud.
And of course, New York Cafe is by far the most well-known. But if you don't have time to go in, usually there's a long lineup. At least come by, look through the windows. You can see the incredible design. And for me, it's a great representation of the shift from the Ottoman-style coffee culture to the later Hungarian elegance and opulence of New York Cafe.
But I couldn't help myself. So the next morning, I got up early and only waited about half an hour to get in and relax with my espresso. Definitely worth a look.
And this right here, Central Grand Café, founded in 1887. It was a literary hall, so a place for writers, editors, poets, a creative space, but also an intellectual one.
And now, time to show you something that kept these deep thinkers fueled.
We're gonna dig into some goulash now, right? So this really is the national dish of Hungary. That is so good. And it has a lot of history as well. In fact, longer than coffee's been here, because this dish actually comes from the 9th century. So over 1,000 years. And goulash itself actually means herdsman. So it comes from, you know, the herdsman, the countryside, people just throwing a bunch of different things in a dish, carrots, potatoes, and of course, some really nice meat, really soft. Cucumbers with a bit of green pepper on the side. I'm not really sure how we're supposed to integrate it, but got some nice bread here. Sour cream. So we couldn't leave this place without trying their iconic creme brulee cappuccino. I can barely drink it because it's all hard on the top now. I feel like I have to break it. This is actually a very good idea. I've never had this before.
So we made it to the hillier, greener side of Budapest, Buda, which is actually where the Ottomans first took control when they came here, because at the time Buda was the capital of the Kingdom of Hungary. So it's a little bit more calm, it's a little bit higher up, and we're gonna be visiting some more even older coffee houses, as well as some iconic places that relate back to the Ottoman times. So here we are in the plaza of Matthias Church. Beautiful. It's definitely worth coming by, seeing this area, and just seeing the immaculate design in some of these spires and even the roofs themselves. They're just like, they're designed to the brim.
Of course, Buda Castle is a must-see, with incredible views of the city and the Danube River. But we're here for the coffee, so welcome to Rushvum.
I ordered the melange, which is a bit more sweet. A lot of sweets going on here. But hey, we're in a confectionery. Yeah, this is actually the oldest still operating cafe confectionist here in the city. Started in 1827. When in Buda, you gotta go for the sweets. So this is actually the pastry that, one of the pastries that are the most well known for. It's called kremesh. It's very, as you can imagine by the name, creamy. Wow. It's almost like ice cream. It's like an ice cream sandwich, but much better, much more elegant. This you're gonna find similar versions all over Budapest. Bobo's torta, all right? So different layers. But I came here because actually in Buda was the place where people were drinking the first coffees, Turkish coffee, way back in the day.
And now, hyped up on a bit of sugar, I want to show you another little piece of Ottoman influence. You see, they didn't just bring coffee, they also brought the hammam, making Budapest now known as the city of baths. So of course, we had to try it out at one of the oldest in the city, built in 1575.
So here in Central Pest is the home of a lot of government buildings, officials, and embassies. But the most important embassy? Espresso Embassy. Let's go check it out.
On my last morning in the city, needing my little pour-over fix, I found myself at a more modern cafe, representative of specialty coffee here in Budapest.
All right, so I had to go back inside to check a few more of the details on this very special coffee. This is a Kenya that I'm trying, but with some varieties that I've literally never sipped on before. So SL28, pretty common, but also Ru 11, K7, Batian. Interesting. Let's try it. Wow. So this is a true testament to how specialty coffee has evolved here in Budapest. Completely different experience, still very Hungarian.
Budapest is one of those places where you just can't get bored, with an intricate mix of the old and the new, ups and downs, cultures, religions, and traditions throughout history. It's a place where the hardy Hungarian soul meets the grandeur of empires past. Join us next on our last stop in the Austrian capital as we explore how the Ottomans' love of coffee influenced the iconic coffeehouse scene of Vienna.